Namaste, my galactic family. This is Angel Asim, more for the umehllohzohreh, played in conscious here for you. My galactic family, let's reflect a little bit more. Previous film, my galactic family. You see on a previous film, my galactic family, a picture of a logo of flat Earth, my galactic family. Why the logo is designed the way it's designed? Because we have to know, my galactic family, that Earth is flat. Outside there are more continents. And look previous films, my galactic family. I speak in detail about where you are, my galactic family. But in short, three-dimensional reality was constructed in four-dimensional reality. A giant, this is your normal size. Compared to 3D giants, this is who you really are, the giant. This is only a miniature world here in four-dimensional reality. A miniature world. Please look at all Pleiadian Morpho films on 9 different YouTube channels. Start with Morpho 33 Morpho and Pleiadian Morpho films on Linda Jackson YouTube channel. Reflect, my galactic family, a lot of details. You can connect the big pictures. Remember, the contemplation, that's the highest IQ of the universes, and the highest schooling of the universes, my galactic family, is contemplation. Not a hypnosis, not how much degrees you have, a master's degree, I finished college, I finished master's degree. No, anything you finish in three-dimensional reality is how much hypnosis you have. So actually, those brothers, sisters who never finish no college, no high school, you are the smartest. Because you don't need to unplug from the matrix. You don't need to shed so much layers of hypnosis and start, with a clean slate, if you will. It's easier to fill the container when it's empty than when it's filled with junk. Yeah. First, you have to clean everything before you can download information. Yeah. So there you go. My galactic family. One brother asked me why on some films I speak like I was born American. My accent, everything. I mean, that my dialect, everything I mentioned a couple of years ago. Those films way back. You have to know, my galactic family, that I travel. I've been to the States. I've been to England. Now I'm in Europe, my galactic family. So to be in a very, very high vibrational frequency, my galactic family, it's very easy. Yeah, it's anybody can be in a high frequency. Yeah, anybody. Yeah, it's no big deal. You can be high frequency. You can be high frequency. Those people over there can be high frequency. It's very easy. But to maintain the high frequency, that's another ballpark. That's another ballpark, my galactic family. So, depends on what region I used to live before. So it was very easy for me to deliver information when I was in a different vibration, different location, different vibration, different portal, if you will. Like I'm here now in Poland, so it's in the middle of the archdemons. Because it's not their fault. It's no judgment here. I'm saying like it is. Those who follow Pleiadian Morpho films, you know by now how I am. There is no judgment. There is only truth. If you cannot hold on to the truth, if it's too much for you, you don't need to listen. But this is the truth, If you're in the middle, in Poland, in the middle of the most dense frequency, because Catholics, Christians, Hindu brothers and sisters, you are in the biggest confusion. Zionist Jews in the biggest confusion. So if you're in a country where they worship the devil, archdemons, and they are on the frequency of the demons, what do you expect? What do you expect? I have to literally come to the forest to even start channeling my collective family. You see way back. I did few films from home, but it's not so easy, my galactic family. Really, it's not so easy to actually channel information from your higher self and maintain high frequency in a country with a super low consciousness. That's the truth, my galactic family. So what I can tell you, my galactic family, very important information, my galactic family, to tell you is that the logo of flat earth, you have to know, my galactic family, that to hypnotize someone, you need to feed everybody with contradictions. More contradictions, it's easier for the devils to put everybody in a hypnosis. This is how it goes, my galactic family. So when the devil have to put in a plain sight for you, from the get-go, from the start of this matrix, everybody was shown and told the truth, even from the devil. Even devils, demons, even the most evil ones had to show you the truth in plain sight. They had to show you the truth in plain sight. Because for the hypnosis to work, it have to be obvious. Oh, it was always there. It was always there. Yeah, it was always there. Yeah. But they told you something different. They showed you on films, Hollywood films. They showed you logos, and they showed you in the places you least expected, because it's opposite from the subject we are talking about. The devil usually works, he wants to be a super trickster. But let me remind you one more time, my galactic family, the best trickster is Prime Creator, God Almighty. He is the boss. He is the king. He is the power. He's intelligence. He's wisdom. He's the most powerful, the most wise, one being in entire of creations. God Almighty. He is the power. So the devil, my galactic family, he loves to spread things where they're not supposed to be. Talking about that's why you see more now how the devil used to do things from the get-go, from the start, but now you are more awakened. Now you see, like, what a computer geek have to do with shots and medicine, like Bill Gates, for example. You see, it's like it's not fitting the picture. It's like the devil used to use people and situation and places to show you things in front of your eyes, but you were not paying attention of that, because they were talking about something different. It was not relevant for the subject they were showing in front of you, because you were born here with total amnesia. The world is here a mirror of confusion. And everything was shown to you in the plain sight. Everything was shown to you in front of you. Even the devil told everybody what he's going to do. He told everybody. He even actually asked everybody nicely and showed the truth all over the place. But the way he spread the information, that's when the lie begins from the devil. Because he had to show you the truth. But let me give you an example. Like, there is a place, a color red, but the logo is going to be green. There's going to be another place is a triangle, or the logo is going to be circle. It's going to be something totally different subject-wise, because contradictions It's the quickest way to hypnotize everybody with contradictions. If you hide the contradictions, you're already in hypnosis, you don't even know. Let me give you an example. A lot of light workers, how you manage to hypnotize yourself, not only the narcissists and the ego structure, this is the only one virus and only one sickness. There are no diseases in three-dimensional reality, because everything is electricity, everything is power, everything is energy. You're electricity beings. You are spirit, you are soul. Your soul created this vehicle in the womb of the mother. Your higher self created your vehicle from your frequency energy and your mother energy in the womb of the mother. You are a pure being of electricity. You are spirit, you're a ghost right now, even in those so-called physical body. You are a ghost right now. But it depends on what level, on what density, what frequency. All the same. So contradictions. Those brothers, sisters, a lot of you, my galactic family, you mentioned that you are awakened. But when the true earth angel comes to you, you mocking him, you laughing, and you tell him, oh, you giving junk, you don't know what you're not angel. Why is that? Because when you've been raised in a society when contradictions and manipulation through contradictions putting in front of you, it's like your second nature. And by your second nature, unconsciously, you are feeding your aura, your sphere of influence, your energy field, your Merkaba. You're feeding the frequency through your ego, through your egotistic frequency. That's the only one disease in three-dimensional reality. That the only one disease, and the first one who had this disease, the narcissists or ego frequency, that was the devil, because devil created this arrogance vibration. He was the first one to be arrogant. Devil created that distortion, that disease, that distortion. Because God Almighty created Adam, and he told entire of creation to bow down in front of Adam. Entire of creations bow down in front of Adam, except the devil. Because he told God Almighty, I was made from fire, and Adam was made from clay. I'm not going to worship, I'm not going to bow down to him. I am better than him. So God Almighty cursed the devil. And through cursing the devil, devil put himself on a frequency of arrogance. It's just like what happened. He was already arrogant. Narcissistic frequency, egotistic frequency, ego frequency. But like I told you, remember what I mentioned a long time ago. God Almighty is the biggest mirror. So if you're standing in front of the biggest mirror of them all, the reflection is going to be humongous. So imagine the curse from God Almighty, because angels are big mirrors to people. Archangels are even bigger. Archangels are even bigger. But imagine God Almighty mirror. So if you direct your frequency on the biggest mirror with your arrogance, what are you gonna get? A biggest curse of them all. So devil was cursed, was sent here to this. God Almighty cursed so much. He cursed so much, the devil, that he actually shrinked. He shrinked to a miniature size. Miniature size world. God Almighty shrinked him to look at previous films, and you will know exactly where you are. You know exactly where you are. Where's that film? Where's that film? Angela, see? Go look it up. The minute you're going to find that film, that means you're ready to listen to that film. If you're not going to find it, maybe your higher self is directing you to listen to something else, which is more important right now for you than the film you are looking for. So have patience. So contradictions. And through being raised in a society of contradictions, a lot of brothers and sisters are narcissistic frequency, egotistic frequency, in an ego, arrogance frequency, and they don't even know. And they call themselves light workers, Reiki teachers. They got books, seminars, everything. I know a lot of brothers and sisters who are a long time, they were like so-called first one to be awakened what is happening around the world. But by now, they have like 100,000 views. One brother had one point something million views, But when you listen to his films now, it's like he's back on a different hypnosis, but he put himself on a hypnosis from himself. Because when you're not doing prostration, sooner or later, you're going to be back on a frequency of arrogance and you don't even know it. Look through previous films, my galactic family. I told you about everything. Very, very important. Okay, you're snapping out of that hypnosis. But when you're not going to do prostration, when you're not going to do exactly what Prime Creator, God Almighty, asks you to do, sooner or later, you will have that arrogance. That's a proof. How many brothers and sisters? Now over 100, 200,000 followers on YouTube. And I can't even listen to those films anymore because they're so on a demonic frequency. But he's claiming he's waking up the world. He's showing the more truth. And half of 90% of his stuff on a film is negative. He's saturated, this brother saturated in negativity. He's creating from his own mind and he don't even see it. A lot of you brothers and sisters putting yourselves in a hypnosis by yourselves. I'm going to remind you one more time. The three-dimensional matrix, a frequency, is based on arrogance vibration. So only prostration is the best cure for that. How many times I told you this, my galactic family? Oh, you repeat so many times, so many things in a lot of your films. Because you have to, my galactic family. First of all, there's going to be a brother or sister who first time listening to that film. And going to be those brothers and sisters who forgot. I told you this how many years ago and you still don't do it. When you're mentioning to me that you know something and you don't practice physically, those things you tell me you know them, you actually don't know them. You're a hypocrite. Likewise is with a belief system. If you say you believe and you don't act physically on that belief, in the eyes of creation, you're a hypocrite. So a logo of flat earth, my galactic family. See, look at a previous film. You'll see the picture, the logo. Why devil use it like that? Because that's the perimeter. This is only, the logo of flat earth is showing you that this is the perimeter the devil is working. He cannot go outside of that perimeter. He's bound to this perimeter with frequency. He's bound. He's bound here. He cannot go out there, further out to different continents. And above we have waters. And when you come out from above, we have waters. And when you come out from those waters above, there's four-dimensional reality. We are in it, and that's the big world we're talking about, where you are a giant. You are like a pinky finger size here in three-dimensional reality compared to truly who you really are. Look at previous films. I speak exactly where you are. So those contradictions. See, now you a lot of you waking up. You are on a frequency of more contemplation. And you start noticing different things because the contradictions before put you on a hypnosis. What used to be a weapon against you now becomes your cure. Because God Almighty is changing frequency. When the frequency is rising, Those things who used to kill you, those things who used to put you in hypnosis, the things who used to bound you to the devil, now it becomes your cure. They're curing you. The higher every second, a frequency is going higher and higher and higher every second. So now the used to contradictions in plain sight, they used to hypnotize you. Now in a high frequency, the contradictions actually waking you up. What you used to put you down, what used to put you in hypnosis, what used to kill you, whatever, all those 9 yards, all of those things who diminish you, to put you down before, now they're actually helping you. Those things who used to put you in a hypnosis, who bound you, those things who've been against you, now actually they are helping you. See how the importance is what frequency you are on. Because, okay, it's easy, like everybody's waking up, yeah. But even by waking up, my galactic family, a lot of brothers and sisters can go back by themselves. We're going to remind one more time, prostration, my galactic family. Without prostration, let me give you another example, because a lot of you, I hear you, you're like, what? You're doubting, yeah? So, Barbara Marciniak, yeah? She got books. She was one of the first ones, way back. We're talking about, way back, my galactic family. Like Daryl Anka, like Cryon. There's many more. But let's focus. Let me give you an example. Let's focus on Barbara Marciniak. She got how many books? How many seminars? How many channelings she did? And that's the obvious proof. She never did no prostration. And listen to her now. She's actually bringing the person who used to wake everybody up from that hypnosis, now actually putting everybody back in hypnosis. You see the contradictions. Everything works in a cycles, in a rhythm. Look at the previous film. You know exactly what we're saying here. Everything is in a cycle, in a rhythm. Everything in creation, my galactic family. Everything. So a lot of you are like, oh, I already woke up. I'm going to heaven. It's done deal. No. If you're not going to maintain the frequency, if you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, there is no promise you're going to end up in heavens. First of all, when you're going to die, you will never going to go to heaven until you're going to be ready to go. You're going to go to heaven, because this is your contract. Because this is mentality you have here in three-dimensional matrix, the dumbest version of consciousness of them all, my galactic family. So when you're going to die, you're not going to, you think a lot of your loved ones, you're already in heaven. No, they are finishing, even if this have to go through another 1,000 or million years. They're going to go through different portals, because everything is irrelevant, yeah? The time, the space, everything, right? So, look at previous film. I'm talking about the passport and the password, how to end up and how to be 100% sure that when you're going to leave this dimension, you are waking up where you fell asleep or where you are meditating. Depends what kind of being you are. So, my galactic family, very, very important is to know, to do prostration, because you are constantly bombarded. Even if the frequency is rising and the matrix is dying 2027, and this is like a point of no return. Look at previous films. I'm speaking about year 2026, year 2027. So, my galactic family, it's to maintain the frequency. It was a pulse from God Almighty, a pulse of frequency. That's why a lot of beings are woke up, and actually it was written in everybody's DNA when they're going to wake up. But even if it's mentioned in your DNA when you're going to wake up, it's always free will. Even if you sign a contract, oh, it's written in my DNA, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to end up in heaven. Still, it's not 100%. Now. Because see, in the universe, you for universal laws and consciousness and mentality, you live forever. There's no they not like hurry up, you don't have time. No, you got all the time in the universe. You got all the time in the universe because you live forever. Even if you are signed to be awakened in your DNA, still you can have a couple lives, 10 lives, 100 lives, 1,000 lives, until you're gonna really wake up. Because it depends how you actually, what is your experience, how you listen to God Almighty, how you listen to the angels. Do you do exactly what God Almighty asks you to do? If you do exactly what God Almighty asks you to do, even if it's written in your DNA to be awakened after 1,000 lives, you're going to come back home after one life if you actually listening to the Prime Creator. That's how powerful that is, my galactic family. And vice versa. So you see, my galactic family, everything is intertwined with itself. So Barbara Marciniak, see, like I'm giving you examples about the contradictions. Everything works in the cycles. Look at previous films. You know, you'll be rich in contemplation. When more films are played, you're gonna see more richer your contemplation will become. This is why I'm here, to enrich your contemplation, not give you everything in a silver platter. Work with me here, my galactic family. Work with me here. Work in progress, yeah? We're doing this together. By me waking you up, by me helping you, you are helping me. How? Because by you, I can be myself. Because more brothers and sisters going to listen to Palladium Morpho films. More I can be truly myself. I was always myself, but I'm giving you example. I'm going to be on a higher, more powerful, more bigger frequency of being myself fully, completely. And you are my reflection. I'm giving you the doorway for broader and deeper contemplation. I'm helping you this way, this avenue. And from your avenue, you're helping all of you brothers and sisters. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because of you, all you brothers and sisters, I can truly be myself. Because it's nice to be yourself, and then somebody's noticing you, you know? One brother's noticing you, the other brother, and then 100 brothers, and 1,000, 1,000, and 10,000, and what have you, noticing you. And that's a beautiful feeling inside. Because you're expanding my frequency, and I am expanding your frequency, but just from a different avenue. So you see, my galactic family, how everything is flexible, how everything is intertwined with itself. Everything. Look at this film, what I'm mentioning to you. Listen to previous ones. And look through all of them. You'll be like, what? Really? Exactly. Everything is so connected with itself. It's beyond. So you see, everything works in a rhythm, in cycles. So those people a long time ago, they used to be first ones to snap from the hypnosis. But if you didn't mention the password, you're not fully awakened. Look at previous films, you know exactly what we're saying here. So the ones who used to woke everybody up from the hypnosis, actually not woke everybody up, actually helping to see more. to see more. The ones long time ago, the first ones who did everything to share to the world. I'm not saying that they're doing something wrong. No. Even if they're back in arrogance, unconsciously, the benefit of the doubt, my galactic family, is this: that the intention, it's not their fault they back in a hypnosis, in arrogance, because they don't know a lot of things. A lot of brothers, sisters, they don't know the truth. Even they snapped out of the hypnosis. Yeah. Still they don't know the truth because they don't follow the truth. How we know it? Because a true earth angel is speaking to you right now. That's how I know it. The only ones who long time ago woke up and actually practicing what God Almighty gave you, you can never go back to that frequency of arrogance. In my first films, what I mentioned long time ago, those films will never change because I am practicing physically what God Almighty asked me to do. What He asked me to do, I'm doing everything what God Almighty asked me to do. How to block the arrogance. So long time ago, and now I'm still doing the work because I have a shield around me. Because matrix frequency is arrogance frequency. Like the family. So you see, the contradictions before got you in hypnosis. Now actually those things who got you in hypnosis actually are helping you now to wake up. But see those brothers and sisters long time ago. They were helping brothers and sisters. And only because of one thing, they're back in arrogance, ego. Unconscious ego, arrogance frequency they are now. Even if they're awakened, they got million followers and they made 5,000 films and they waking people up and they are so awakened, they know a lot of things. But actually they don't do the most important things they're supposed to do. They don't do them physically. And they don't know completely the truth. They are very close to it, but they are not fully there. They don't know exactly the truth. How the prophets and true earth angels. If that was so easy, my galactic family, to snap out of this hypnosis, why God Almighty sent so many prophets and so many angels? You ask yourself why. If it was so easy, why in big numbers earth angels and in big numbers prophets? Why? And you're still confused. And you still argue with true earth angels. That's why God Almighty sent so many of us. Because there's a lot of you, a lot of you, even going to argue with true earth angels. This is how it goes, my galactic family. So you see a logo, flat earth. It shows only a perimeter where the devil is working. This is his district. That's his district. In the logo, it shows, he had to show it like this because, angels, archangels, beings from higher dimensions, what things are allowed and the things are not allowed in the universe. And everything was always observed by higher dimensions, higher powers. Nobody was ever alone here. My galactic family. Remember, like I mentioned before, there is, in a mentality-wise frequency understanding, there is 51% of light in the universe and 49% darkness. Mentality-wise. This is something totally different we're about to mention to you now. But there is 99% of protection from the light in entire of creation, and only 1% there's darkness. 1% darkness is allowed to do whatever they want to do. Only 1% is allowed of darkness in the entire of creation. Only 1%. And this 1% can assist and help another, devils, demons, and archons, and what have you. 99% is ran in entire of creations by the light. Even if the scale, so-called, is 51-49, this is more mentality-wise balance frequency. And the scale 99-1, it's more energetic frequency, density frequency. This is totally different than mentality. I'm talking about density, structure of creation frequency. This is totally different balance. So look through, go from the last one and go backwards to all Pleiadian morpho films. And I guarantee you, now you're confused. And by looking on couple of Pleiadian morpho films, you will more Pleiadian morpho films you will look at, my galactic family. You unconsciously will program your Merkaba, your field, energetic field, your sphere of influence, to actually, by more films you see, Pleiadian morpho films, you're going to be unconsciously or running on a frequency of contemplation. And that's the mastery. I am Renegade member, Family of Light, Systems Buster, available for altering systems of consciousness within Free Will Universe on call. I love you, my galactic family. Namaste.